Hi there, I'm Machine Pun Kelly, aka MPK, and today I want to talk to you about the Nutrimil Artiste. Now, I am paid affiliate and I will make money if you buy one, but I want to mention first that the whole reason I became an affiliate is so that I could tell you about this and get you a 20% discount on one if you decided to get one. Uh, I've been making my own bread for over a year, and within the first slice of bread that I was having made with one of these, I wrote Nutrimil and asked if I could become an affiliate because if you follow me online, you know I share a lot about my bread making, and I want to make sure that I could pass on some kind of discount to you if I told you about this. So if you go to Nutrimil.com and you use the discount code MPK20, you can get a discount of 20%. There is a reason that the Nutrimil Artiste works better than your stand mixer, which is what I was using up until now. There's actual science behind it. So let's just start with explaining why bread rises. This little yeast guy heats up all the sugars in the flour and then he farts out. When he farts it out, the gluten acts like a little balloon that inflates. And when you're talking about a breadcrumb, you're talking about all these little yeast balloons that just basically pop while they're baking and they form your crumb. So, a nice even distribution of these little yeast balloons is going to give you a nice even breadcrumb. So, let's take a look at the stand mixer. With the stand mixer, what happens is that the top thing rolls around and it slaps the dough up against the side. And as it slaps the dough against the side, that's how it does its kneading. But two things happen because of that. One, the friction actually causes the dough to heat up faster. So it's like 10 to 15 degrees that it warms up during the kneading process. And in the course of doing that, it starts the farting process too early. You can compare this to like a ball of dough in a prize fight, and he's fighting, and the KitchenAid is punching him and pummeling him, and there's some farts getting wasted. You want to keep those. Every fart is precious. Now with the Artiste, what happens is it has its arm, if you can see it, it has a sort of way of mimicking hand kneading. It stretches and it pulls and it kneads the bread just like you would with your hands. As a result, the dough doesn't get as hot. And also, as a result, it evenly distributes where all that gluten goes and where all those little yeast balloons go. And you have this nice, even process. And then when it goes to rest, all that yeast can start, munching and farting. And so this is like if you've ever had a massage, you know what I mean, where you get that nice rub going on, and then take a nap, and then all the farting starts to happen, right? So if you've had a massage, you know what I'm talking about. Not trying to be crude, but this is the same thing that happens with your dough. Your little dough ball gets all nice and kneaded, and then he's ready to take his nap. And then when he naps, all the little yeasties start their farting, and then you get this nice, evenly distributed gas. So you can think of the whole process like this. On the left is the stand mixer crumb. On the right is the Artiste crumb. You still get all kinds of balloons either way, but in one way you get the balloons are different sizes, different shapes. You don't have an even crumb. That means that the flavor in the bread isn't distributed evenly. That means it's not as good of a sandwich bread. You got big holes in it. All of that kind of stuff is coming from having uh, uneven rise in your process, and that comes from not having a good kneading process. On the right, you've got the Artiste, where everything is nice and evenly distributed, and so you have a nice even rise. And that's why the Artiste bread ends up coming out so much better, even with these same ingredients, than with your stand mixer. And it was a difference enough that I just wanted to pass on some savings to you and pass on the advice to you. So if you want to get one, there's a link in the description, or you can just go to Nutrimill.com and just use the discount MPK20. But I also just like to know things, and I thought that the process of how you need your bread matters. I thought was also interesting. Wanted to pass that on to you. All right.